In this video, we're gonna get introduced to the Bootstrap Tabs plugin. The Tabs plugin will allow us to create tabbed interfaces just like this one. So what we see here, we've got a list of nav tabs at the top of the page. We already covered how to create nav tabs. And also we've got panes. Each pane is having some content and it's linked to one of these tabs. Okay, so let's go ahead and create a similar tabbed interface. So first of all, if you remember, this is the same list of nav tabs that we have created in the navs video. So we're just gonna copy the code from the navs.html file. So we're gonna copy this list. Okay, and we can place it inside our container. All right. Okay. So now let's create our panes. So first of all, we will place all the panes inside a div. Okay. So this div is going to have an ID, my tab content, and also we'll give it a class of tab content. Okay, now let's create the first pane. So we will place the pane inside a div and we'll give it a class of tab pane. Okay, so we're creating the initial pane, which is linked to the home tab. So the first pane is going to be, so we want it to be active so that we can see it's active when we load the page. And also we can add some fading effects. So we're going to add the class fade. And just for the initial pane, we need to add another class in so that it fades in properly. Okay, so let's add some content. Okay, so for home, we can have a paragraph, home content. And let's have another paragraph, some text. Let's duplicate this one. Okay, so let's create the messages pane. Okay, before we do that, each pane will need an ID. Okay, so let's give an ID to this one. So it's going to be home. We'll need the ID to link the pane to the corresponding tab. Okay, so the next pane is going to be the one linked to the messages tab. Let's get rid of the active, fade, and in classes. We'll need only the tab pane class. Okay, we can add the fade class. Let's give it an ID messages. And let's change this to messages content. Okay, so let's create the third and fourth panes. So this one is going to be notifications, and it's going to be notifications content. And finally, this one is going to be contact us. Let's say contact us. Okay, so now we have created our panes. What we're gonna do now, we will link the tabs to the panes. So if we go to the links, let's have a look at the first link. So we've got an href that we will need to change now to the ID of the pane. So this one is going to be home. And also each link is going to need a data attribute. So it's going to be a data toggle, and we'll set all of them to tab. Okay, so all links will have a data toggle of tab. So let's go to the next link for messages. The href is going to be messages. Let's add the data toggle. notifications and contact us. Okay, so let's refresh the page and make sure it is working. So when the page loads, we can see the first pane is active. Okay. Okay, and all the other panes are working. All right. Now let's have a look at some methods and events we can use with the tabs plugin. So let's write a script. Okay, so first let's try something. So when we load the page, let's say we want the final pane to show rather than the first pane. So we know that the first pane is the active one. We know the home pane is the active one, but we want the contact us pane to show when we load the page. So what we're going to do, we'll access the link of this tab, okay, and we'll use a method to show the pane of this link to this tab. Okay, so to access the link of this tab, we will access the list of nav tabs. Okay, let's give it an ID so that we can access it using its ID. Let's call it my tab. Okay, or my tabs. So we'll access my tabs, and we'll then access the last link of the list. Okay, so the last link is going to be accessed. We can access it using the a tag colon last. Okay, and then the method we're going to be using here is tab, and it'll take one parameter. So we want to show the pane link to this tab, and the parameter is going to be show. So let's try that. If we refresh the page, okay, so we can see that's the pane that shows is the last one. Okay, let's try again. Refresh the page. It is working. Okay. All right. Now let's try something else. Let's say we want to be able to see an alert message once we click on one of these tabs, or once one of these tabs is activated. Okay, so let's access the tabs. So to access the tabs, we'll access all the links which has got a data attribute, or which has got an attribute of data toggle. Okay, because all the links inside our list of nav tabs, they have a data toggle attribute. So to do that, we will use the a tag, and then we will specify we want only the links which has got a data toggle set to tab. Okay, so now we are selecting all these links, and then the method we are going to use is on, and if you remember, this will take a couple of parameters. The first one is the event, and the second one is the function to execute. Okay, so the event is going to be shown.bs.tab. Okay, so this means that we will fire the function once the tab is, or the pane linked to the tab is shown, or once the tab is activated. Okay, so the second parameter is going to be the function. Okay, so for now our function is not going to take any parameters. Okay, so we're just going to have a simple window dot alerts hi, for example. So let's try that. So now if we activate any of these tabs, we can see the alerts message. Okay, so now let's try something else. Let's use the alert message to show which tab is activated. Okay, so for example, if we click on the home tab, we want to see in the alert message the text of the tab home, showing that this one is the one that is activated. So first, the function this time is gonna have a parameter. We'll use the event object, and to access the text of the tab that is activated. So first we need to select the tab that is activated. So we'll use the object event, and we'll use target to access the tab that is activated. Okay, and then to get the text, we'll use the text method, just like that. So let's try this. So if you click on home, we can see text, the text of the home tab, and the same thing for messages. Okay. All right, so let's try now to show the elements of the previous active tab. So for example, at the moment, messages is the active tab. So if I click on notifications, the previous active tab is messages. So we want to show messages, which is the previous active tab. So rather than using target, we'll use related target. Okay, so let's try that. So now the active tab is contact us. So if we click on home, the alert messages should show us the previous active tab, which is contact us. Okay, and now the active tab is home. If we click on notifications, it will show us the previous active tab, which is home. Okay, so let's try, let's write a simple alerts message. Let's just copy that. Let's just say the active tab is. Okay. And the previous tab is. So the active tab, okay, the previous tab is going to be event related targets, and the active tab is going to be event targets. So let's try that and make sure it's working. So if we click on home, so the active one is home and the previous one is contact us. Now if you click on notifications, the active one is notifications and the previous one is home. Okay.